Yo, what's good YouTube? It's boardzy, and in this video I'm going to be doing a review of the Darmoshark N1, and this is a mouse that I was expecting to be good. Believe it or not, looking at it you might be like, boardzy, how did you ever expect this thing to be good? And Techni actually reached out to me, and he was like, boardzy, you gotta try this mouse. Make sure you get the 3389 edition though. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll try it. And the other editions have like some random fucking Zeus sensor or something. So definitely stay away from those if you do decide to buy this thing. Get the 3389 edition because apparently the cable is also better, but I can't imagine a cable being much worse than this. It's just so bad. If you do get this mouse, you are going to need to both get a paracord for it and some aftermarket feet. Too bad they don't make aftermarket feet for it though. So you're gonna have to maybe buy some like S2 Hyperglides. I put on my fucking Lexips to make it even potentially usable. You can see the feet in the corners. They're black, very small, very thin, very scratchy, very bad. So I don't know. This mouse, I think it was like $50 on sale from 60 though. So $60 for this mouse. That is putting at the same price range as the XM1, and this mouse is not nearly as good as the XM1. You just can't make an argument for that. It's aside from that horrendous side button issue, it is pretty well built. I'll give it that. Feels pretty solid for a 65 or 66 grams, however much it weighs. Uh, but yeah, just getting in. So like the weight feels fine, right? But this shape, it's pretty unique as far as I'm concerned. It isn't a clone of anything. Correct me if I'm wrong though. But it is like so fucking long. Like I just can't even compare. Like the Ponage Ultra Custom, this is a pretty big mouse, and it's like it's not short. It's like overall pretty big, wide, long, tall, and it is just nowhere near as long as the fucking Darmoshark mouse, which it's pretty impressive, man. This mouse, I don't. It's the only grip that I can even almost use on it is claw. And when I claw it at like 19.5 by 10, it's all right. Uh, but it's just not anything I really want to use, especially since I haven't modded it. But claw isn't my natural grip. I just don't perform as well with it. I really do prefer to fingertip whenever I can, and the fingertip on this mouse, yeah, I just can't do it. I can kind of do like a relaxed fingertip, but this is one of the worst grips I've ever used on any mouse. Something with the way this right side curve is, it just totally fucks the it just fucks my pinky and it feels horrible, and I just want to get away from it as fast as I can. Which is why I only use this mouse for probably around like 16 hours of like in-game time, which is probably like the least I've ever used a product because I just fucking hated it. Could not use my natural grip on it. Like the same thing as the Death Adder V2 Mini. And normally I wouldn't like take away from a product because of that. But since it is such a weird shape, just so long, so catered to palm, I'm just not going to recommend it. The buttons, it uses Huano Blues. Hold on, let me get a sound test. Huano Blue Shell White Dots, I believe. And if you guys remember from a few weeks ago, I did a review of the Matar mouse, and it used the same switches. And I don't know what it is, but they felt a lot more like deeper and a bit crispier on the Matar mouse, and they just don't feel as good on this mouse, which I just adds like the cherry to the top, cherry on top. But it's not bad. They are pretty light. They're kind of pingy though. But I mean, I guess it's different from an Omron 20M, so it's always a fucking good sign. I talked about the side buttons already. They are pretty light, but the fact that it can literally go into the mouse from like just barely pressing it, that is a joke. And the scroll wheel, it's like very thin, kind of like the MM710 scroll wheel. An issue for me when I fingertip this mouse, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but my fingers are nowhere near the scroll wheel. So I can't scroll it from my natural grip on this mouse, which I don't know. I'd say if your hands are under 21 centimeters, this mouse, like, you shouldn't even be watching the video to this point. Like, you should just fucking stay away from this thing. I'll compare it to the Viper Mini as well. It's like a more common fucking small mouse. And again, you see, that the Darmoshark N1 is like a fucking behemoth of a mouse. Maybe if you palm, give it a shot. If you like can't find any other mouse, it is available on Amazon, which is a plus though. And this version has a 3389, which is good. But like I said, the fucking horrible cable, horrible feet, horrible side buttons, just weird, awkward shape that doesn't work for me. I give this mouse a 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10. I don't know. I'm feeling like a 3.5 maybe. Yeah, let's go with a 3.5. Just because it hits a few of the boxes by default. But yeah, fucking weird ergo mouse. Definitely don't really have to pay attention to this resident sleeper. Never touching it again. Peace out. Thank you to everybody who watched. Like and sub.